Hey, Libra Rising. How's it going? It's July, it's another month, and this is another reading for you. Got Ten of Swords and King of Swords reversed coming out for you here. Major ending to your own feelings about self-criticism, harshness, coldness. You're healing from something as you walk into July. Come on, let me click something here that I forgot. Okay, all good. Yeah. So you've brought a major end, or there has been a major end that have to do with something. Someone. I'm getting Four of Pentacles reversed, Four of Cups reversed. Someone around you who was greedy with your emotions, time, and energy, and they finally decided to leave you alone. I feel like this is sort of turned into a bit of a relationship spread here, but we'll keep going. So what do you have currently? Seven of Wands. You have the higher ground. You stood your ground. You said, oh, hell no. Stop stealing all of my resources. I'm not putting up with it. I also got the Hierophant. And it's not like you have the backing of society or leaders or, that you could go online and be like, yeah, this thing says that I'm in the right and you're in the wrong. Like, you don't have that backing. So you still stood up for yourself regardless of that. Justice. That's your card. He said, no, this isn't right. This isn't fair. This isn't balanced. I mean, you're over here trying to heal yourself. And it put you in a situation where you had to be cold and cut someone off that I do feel like you probably had some emotions for. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you broke up with someone, or if you're in a relationship, this could be anyone. It's a general reading, right? But either they decided to leave you alone. Well, it's a little bit of both. They had to accept the reality of the situation, that you're just turning cold, King of Swords reversed. I'm not putting up with this. And actually, let me tell you about yourself. You probably dressed them the fuck down, and so they just had to accept it. You weren't putting up with it anymore. So for Libra Rising in July, or whenever they see this, what needs to change? What's up on the chopping block? What's up for transition? Five of Pentacles flipped out. Big time poverty consciousness, feeling like an outsider, not having those communities or connections that you really need to move forward. This person might have trauma bonded you as well, or you're in some sort of toxic relationship with them. I'm not saying the whole relationship's toxic. I'm saying that, like, you could be feeding off of each other. You could be like in this dynamic tower. Tower's right here, honey. Like, it's getting dramatic with this person and with your circumstances. I almost feel like, if they're letting all the finances be pissed away, you're like having to literally cut them off. It's almost like there wasn't any self-control or discipline going on. Like, you didn't want to discipline them, they didn't want to discipline you. So it's just like we're spending all of the money now. And where's it all heading for? Because okay, the Lovers, we're on this mission together. We're on a path together. Four of Wands reversed, but we might lose it all, and we're celebrating before we've made any major victory. There's a lot of impulsiveness. There's also desire. Could be a sexual relationship. It doesn't have to be. This person could also be a fire sign, and so, or they bring forth fiery magnetic energy. They're passionate. They're driven. Very convinced that, what they're saying is fact. That's Six of Swords. Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Whatever tower situation you're in right now, this person has played a major role. You might have people pleased them as well. okay, fine. It's just like you're encouraging each other in bad behaviors is really what I see. And definitely on their part, they're pissing away a lot of money and you're just letting it happen. But not anymore. As we walk into July, you're showing me King of Swords reverse. You're saying absolutely not. We can't keep doing this anymore. And definitely told them what was up. But it's Five of Pentacles that needs to change. What about that? Yeah. So this could be someone that you live with. This could involve like the ideal thing is to like get out of the house, like you're kicking them out or you're leaving. It could also be like we need to stop partying, celebrating, making plans to go on this vacation that we can't really afford. Like the impulsive behaviors got to come to a close here for you both. But obviously, you're only in control of yourself, and this is your reading. So, having said that, what's going on in the home for Libra Rising as they watch this reading, or as this is relevant to this reading? Seven of Swords reverse. There's not been a new strategy developed yet. Something is just you're doing the same thing over and over again with the people that live in your home. 10 of Pentacles. There could be several. You could have multi-generational. Otherwise, it's like you own your home or you have like a career or a job that you want to do out of your home or you're already currently doing. You're looking for more greater structure and stability, everything in its right place. You want to organize. So we're trying to make things crystallized and solid and secure and safe. And when I see something like a 10 of Pentacles as to what's going on in the home or what you would like to bring into the home, but then I see this person around you, Four of Pentacles, not holding on to their wealth. They're spending it recklessly. We keep getting this Four of Wands reversed, celebrating before the harvest. When you don't even know the outcome, you're just expecting future profits, expecting future abundance without having a solid, obvious path towards it, without it actually having hit the bank account yet. And then I see Seven of Swords reversed here for you in your house. It's, you haven't yet come up with a new plan or strategy to handle what's going on here. Ultimately, 10 of Wands reversed, it's a burden not worth having. Judgment reversed. You don't want to look into it. You might know some kind of truth, but it's not worth speaking on. And then 9 of Cups. You're content to keep your emotions to yourself, to live in the past, to be more indulgent, or just to keep emotionally closed off, especially so with King of Swords reversed here for you. So what do you have to have the courage to do now, given all of this, to move forward? Two of Pentacles, you got to get in control of the financial situation, make a deal with somebody. Ace of Wands reversed, Queen of Wands, Three of Swords, Death for the major change. So it may not be inspiring. It may not feel sexy. I want to say it may not feel indulgent or creative. It may even be a major hit to the ego. But it's important to heal and solidify and make a deal with the devil, I want to say. Not literally, please don't do that. But the person that is kind of chaotic and self-indulgent in your life, someone that's very, again, Queen of Wands. We're getting these Wands energies. You're coming across people who are, and this thing is like all the way over here, sorry about that. Hopefully you can hear me. You're coming across a person who puts on a big show of being so self-loving and very spiritually woke, and they they're pretty self-involved. Now, I'm not going to say full-blown narcissist here, but they are definitely concerned about themselves first, and you might be a distant second. Ultimately, in order to make money work, especially if this is somebody that like lives with you and like you're sharing bills with or something like that, and this is this person, right? Like they're just like, well, I don't care. I don't need, your approval anymore. I'm just going to continue to do whatever I want to do. Now it's like, okay, well, how can we make a deal? How can we make peace? How can we move forward so that our financial situation doesn't fall apart? Okay, and that we don't hit like a major roadblock here. What's the details that you may miss if you're not paying attention? Ace of Swords. There's been a failure of something. What is it? For Libra Risings, what is that failure? Page of Pentacles, a new financial opportunity. Something that came in quick or was communicated over the internet or over the phone. Maybe you haven't like solidified the deal in writing or spent a lot of time, or if any, in person with someone. Nine of Pentacles. You've been dependent on a deal that's not forthcoming. There was something that was like, oh yeah, I'll support you. I'll give you this new opportunity. Like, let's work together. Here's a new job offer, whatever. And it kind of moved quickly and you're like, hell yeah. And then now we have Nine of Pentacles reversed. Like, you've been relying on this and it's not Ace of Swords reversed. It's not coming to fruition. It was mishandled in some way. And well, okay. So then what does Libra Rising need to do? Moon reversed, King of Wands reversed. There's a secret that is forthcoming about maybe a boss, a leader, or someone else that pretended to be a position of authority but turned out to be not so much. It was a pretender is probably the best way to put that one. And then I get the Page of Swords reversed. Someone's going to spill the beans about this person and say, hey, it could be acquaintance, a coworker, someone else that you're a mutual. 10 of Cups. Like, this family isn't going to work out. This job, this new opportunity, there's chaos in the family, or the family's falling apart. The Fool reversed. Yeah, this new start is a non-starter. Here's why. Because, this King of Wands, this boss or this person that provided the opportunity, most likely with the Page of Pentacles over here, was full of it in some way. So there's like, this is what you're going to be like on the lookout for essentially in July, is someone coming towards you being like, look, I know that we were all waiting on this, big payday from this person, but turns out they were full of shit. Or yeah, it's definitely like you're going to be let in on a secret about this person. Okay, so what's a secret? Five of Swords. There's going to be an insult to injury here. The Tower. I mean, if you thought things were bad now, fuck that, though. Two of Wands. There's still opportunities out there, okay? But there's going to be an insult to injury. The reality is that the timing wasn't correct until now. You've been really worried over things that you didn't know the truth over. That's healing, because you're going to find out the truth. Right? Someone's going to share it with you. There's that whole line of reasoning. And it's going to cause you to break faith with someone that you've put trust and value in. It's going to cause you to break faith with them. And that's kind of what's been holding you back from your own financial stability there. Yeah. Ace of Cups. There's new opportunities on the horizon. But this is telling me you've been worried and stressed over the fear of the unknown, or just unknowns, things that you don't have access to the truth over. And so you've had to give someone or a new situation, a new financial opportunity, the benefit of the doubt. And then you're going to find out, oh yeah, the thing that I was worried about turns out was true. And actually it's worse than I thought it was. And like, forewarned is forearmed, but why are we here is my bigger question for you. Why are we here now? What led up to Libra Rising putting their faith in someone who turned out to be false? Four of Swords. This was like, it was actually that you needed to hold back and wait things out more. I think there was more activity and desire to quickly move things along. 10 of Pentacles. Move this process along. I want to solidify my money. I want to progress further in my career. and in my security. And like, yeah, Ace of Cups, force a financial opportunity. And I do think at some rate it felt good with the Ace of Cups. When I'm getting the Empress here on the bottom, this needs to be easier. It needs to come to you a little bit more smoothly with less resistance. And because it was like, I guess what I'm trying to say here is it seems as though there were some red flags, but you pressed the issue because you wanted to get on with this new emotional beginning and feeling of security. There it is, High Priestess reverse. You have the intuition about the situation not being all that solid, or whatever it is, and you let your guard down because you wanted to force the issue. Understandable, like totally understandable. Like, let's get on. We only have one life to live. We don't, but that's my opinion. But I mean, it's like, I say that because it's like, no, we got to make it all the way to the 10 in this one life. That's really what I mean, is like, and that's what you mean. If you got a long way to go, if you're sitting over here just trying to log down 2 pentacles, you know, how are you going to get to the 10 if everything's taking forever? Or, you know, like, I'll just take what I can get right now. It seems like on paper it's good. And, you know, that's also this here is that with the 8 of Wands, things kind of moved a little bit fast and rushed in. And it was all of a sudden like, oh, okay, here's this opportunity. Yeah, I'll grab it, whatever. Thinking that you would never have another opportunity again. And then you went to rely upon it with the 9 of Pentacles reversed. Then you became dependent on it. Like, nope, this is my ticket to growth and financial abundance and security and stability in that 10 of Pentacles. And I'm just going to stick to that. I've already had it. But like, this is saying the secret was the timing wasn't even, like, that opportunity wasn't even open yet. That sucks. Okay. I'm your bad news reader. All right. So then what are you learning about right now? If we can expand upon what we just got, basically. Page of Swords reversed. It's not so much about, I mean, you're not learning anything really. It's to rely upon what you have learned. You know, you had intuition. You know, you had those red flags. 3 of Pentacles reversed. The person who was leading shouldn't have been leading. The person who should have been leading was fucking you. But if you feel like you're not a master of anything, if you feel like you're not up to the challenge, if you have insecurities about your own abilities and experience, and yeah, then you're not going to show up as a leader, and you're going to let people who are charlatans step in and take over that leadership role for you. That's literally what I was just talking about. Thank you for the confirmation. Chariot and then the King of Wands reverse, this person that's the charlatan, right? They took control. They took the reins. They were like, yeah, 7 of Cups, I can do whatever I want, you know? I have all these options in the world. I can play with Libra Rising if I want to. They'll just have to do what I say because I'm the one that's behind the driver's seat. They're not going to find out I'm really a King of Wands reversed. Someone who only pretends at having wisdom or something to teach or something right to lead or a good and compassionate heart. Someone who's creative and inspired. No, I'm just pretending to be. Like, this is the person that's like, yeah, hey team, we really want to like build this new thing up together and we have all these great ideas, but like, they're just 6 of Pentacles. They're giving you crumbs. Quid pro quo as well. If I just string Libra Rising along, then they'll continue to do what I say. They'll continue to stand up and stand in for me so that I don't actually have to have the experience necessary or the diligence, the self-control, or the passion, or the creativity. Libra Rising can just do that for me. Damn, dude. All right. What ends up, if you have the courage to, and I want to go back to this because I was talking about this other person that's kind of pissed away your time and money, and you just accepted that for what it was. Like, is this the same person or is this someone else? Like, you've got 2 different people here that are messing around? I don't know, but I wanna get more clear on what it is that you need to do. Ooh, this month. Angels, Ascended Masters, and loved ones connect directly with Source. Libra Rising, what do they need to do? Clear the path. Embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. But clear the path, okay? So you need to clear out whatever this false opportunity is, and it will happen as a matter of time. Again, boundaries were low. That's okay. But it's Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you can't allow yourself to be dependent on promises and potentials. So if Libra Rising can clear out this promised potential person who is promising the world but ultimately can't deliver, then what happens? Hangman. Then it's time for a pause. Now we got to gather ourselves and be like, okay, where are we going now? It's another fork in the road, and it's a pretty big one this time. It's even spirit is involved, right? Like, it could be a crisis of conscience, a crisis of identity, a little bit here for you, as to what I was talking about previously, that there may have been something in this scenario that was kind of pressing you like, hey, it may be time to accept that you are a master at what you do, or that you deserve a it's not even about deserving, it is, but I feel like you haven't stepped into the role that you really need to play. You're playing it small, and that's gonna be disastrous for you. That your guides, angels, and loved ones want you to step into a greater role and a greater purpose and walk in like a motherfucking boss. Nine of Wands reverse returns. I mean, it's like I think somewhere along the line you felt like you were almost there, and now you're having to run from a situation again. There's probably been some level of idealization that's settled and crystallized in your own mind about how, if you're sitting there thinking about how this new job was going to go and what you would do, or all the, things you would do with the new money resource that you had coming in, or whatever this is, right? And so that's going to hurt to have to walk away. It feels like run away or be kicked out. Four of Swords reversed. Where's the time for you to just be at peace and heal? Six of Cups. You deserve to be seen for who you actually are. Have an open heart and mind to it, because right behind it, Sun reversed, your self-actualization. Your true self couldn't flourish in that environment regardless, because you played it small when you showed up to begin with. Okay, so then having said that, what is it advised for Libra Rising to do next? After this, after being like, okay, I'm going to walk away from this. I found out the truth about this person, that they were fucking blowing smoke up my ass. Now what? Now what's coming next is what I want to ask for Libra Rising after that realization and the Six of Swords of just getting away from that idealization. Page of Cups, Seven of Cups. Okay. Is that a potential? Yeah. Or Justice and okay, Temperance and Eight of, okay. So you have a choice here. You can extend what's going on by taking this as a negative towards you. So whatever you find out about, you can internalize it. And that will lead to more delusion and uncertainties, fears, what if this, what if that, shoulda, coulda, wouldas. This is like, you can keep the wheel moving, background again if you want to. By internalizing this feeling of rejection, Six of Swords, we got the Tower here, insult to injury. Okay, not only did you string me along, but now you're this whole thing's falling apart, or now this is bullshit. It's not what I was expecting it to be, what you promised it to be. You can make that about yourself, or you can transmute what you've been through with temperance and keep it pushing. 8 of Pentacles. You can find work that is fulfilling, that you can do endlessly, that can make you a lot of money. But it's got to honor your elevated being. You're someone that gets in where you fit in and holds yourself to such a high standard. It's just the recognition of who you are and what you have to offer situations and what you bring to situations. You've been playing it small. Temperance. Justice. You've got to hold steady and keep an even head and keep even-minded, not go off the handle, not fly off the handle towards others, towards yourself. I mean, here, 10 of Swords and King of Swords reversed, you're ready to pop off on somebody to alleviate emotional pain and frustration. Someone that, you know, didn't hold their proper boundaries or hold up their end of the bargain. Someone that you just accepted because it was what was presented, and now they're all of a sudden walking away. It's like, it's 8 of Cups too, like there's no recourse to do anything about this. It leaves you feeling powerless. So what's the options here? Do you let it make you spiral and think about all the different ways you should have known better or could have avoided it? Or do you integrate what you've just been through and growing ever greater trust in yourself that you have put in the work, that you are highly skilled at whatever your career or job or whatever it is here that you're doing? This is a test to make sure you're ready for this new opportunity coming in, as we see with the wheel. To stay balanced, steady, to be able to see all sides of the situation. Okay, I forgive myself that I didn't see those red flags. Now I understand it was because I was trying to push and force a situation that wasn't quite right. I saw the red flags, but I was going along with it anyway. But also, like, that person shouldn't have done that. Showing up fake and making promises they can't keep. And holding those two truths together, even though they counteract each other a little bit. That's the test. That'll leave you ready to capitalize on an opportunity forthcoming. What does Libra Rising need to let go of for their best interest? 3 of Wands reverse. You need to have higher fucking expectations. And I know it's hard out there for a lot of people. Money might seem scarce. That's a prevailing wind of what everyone's saying. It might be a good idea to just tune all that shit out if you can. Touch grass, you know? If something has got a negative attitude, you know, content-wise, I would say, or people, if they're talking shit, change the channel. Turn off the video. Keep swiping or just close the screen on the phone. Because you can't afford now to be too influenced by people who are seeing doom and gloom. There's enough abundance to go around always. You have a soul family and a group of people that are like-minded, that are out there waiting for you. And it may not be with this King of Wands thing. And that's going to hurt to see that come to a close in some way or shape or form. But that right behind it, I'm seeing the King of Cups. There's a King of Cups out here who has an Ace of Pentacles offer for you that will alleviate all of the anxieties. This is someone who's either Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You might be as well, but or there's someone who creates a safe energy around them. They have emotional containment. They don't really need anything from you. They're here to give. They're very authentic, supportive, emotionally supportive. They understand people's feelings. They understand what people want. They understand people's needs. And they're also not the type to go around and just be telling everybody. They're not super forceful. They don't have a very powerful, like forceful energy, but they're stable. Someone like this has an offer for you just around the corner. If you're able to start having higher expectations for the conduct of people around you. And you have high expectations for your own conduct, right? You know, it's only fair. This has been tough to understand this reading, but hopefully it makes sense to whoever finds it. Yeah. Let's get an archetypes card here for you. Libra Rising, for what they're going through right now in July or whenever they see this. The Cave. Number 32. Is that it? There it is. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. I mean, we're seeing Ten of Swords right at the rip. You've definitely been through something. It is a place of potent power, acting both as portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls are the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yeah. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. The sacred center within. And it's also withdrawal, isolation, and hiding when negative. It may feel like withdrawing now is not prudent, especially if you're having money struggles or feeling like you don't have enough. But that's exactly what this reading's calling you to do, is just slow it down so that you can hear your intuition, so that you know when to act, where to go, what to do. What is that? Oh, it's fireworks. I'm like hearing popping noises like outside, like, oh my God. I live in the country, like there's no way there's anyone right outside my window. Oh my God. Envision yourself as an old sage in a cave. What amenities do you need? What draws you ever closer to the cave within the cave? Let the cave teach you patience. Like the crystals that grow steadily within the cave over millions of years. Yeah, a lot of this reading is about waiting for that right opportunity. I mean, I'm right there with you. I understand how scary it can be if you feel like time's running out or that you're missing opportunities. And especially coupling that energy with worrying about, like, I'm not good enough, or, you know, what I want, nobody's going to accept me or bring me into the fold or into the family, into the group. Okay, one final card here for you, Libra Rising. Your angels, guides, and loved ones have something to tell you. What is it? Make time to play, have fun, and be free. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay. Well, hopefully that was helpful to you. If you like that, please like and subscribe. I have love sign readings already posted on my channel, and hopefully we'll have the time and the diligence and discipline to do more or make space for myself to not do it if I don't feel like it. Maybe maybe that's a little bit of it, right? You don't have to push yourself so hard. What's meant for you won't miss you. You got to have a little bit of faith here. It's tricky, I know, but anyway, let me know how it's going for you. And until I see you next time, bye.